basically, I gave him all the pieces of the puzzle, and he put it together, and he did an unbelievable job. And he makes me look real good. But, you know, he and we had a great time working together.
Tell me about the process of writing the book. Was it a difficult thing?
It was actually pretty easy. Again, it was pretty easy to talk with Ed Swift. You know, basically we met for 2.5 months, twice a week for anywhere from 4 to 5 hours a day. But he came in the first day with a notebook and pen and said, "All right, let's start with the accent." And, you know, I just started talking, and I don't know how he wrote it down as quickly as he did, but anyways, sure enough, the first draft came, and really it was almost perfect. You know, we made a few editing corrections and different things, but it came out great.
Everyone knows about the accident, the 11 seconds, everyone talks about it, but the book is very extensive about the first 2 months in the hospital.
I think, again, you know, myself, my family has been open and honest about this from the start. When I did get the first draft, there were some things in there that I couldn't believe I was that open about, and I did take them out. But still, I'm wide open pretty much in that book, and I let it out the way it is, and I'm not gonna, you know, powder it to make it sound better or worse, but just the facts, I guess.
On your 20th birthday, you gave a speech at Tabor Academy in which you talked about the 10 rules of life, Travis Roy's 10 rules of life. And ironically, after everything that's happened, all of those rules still apply.
Yeah, they certainly do, and it's quite ironic, actually. I plan to read that section tonight, actually.
My 9th rule of life is pride. I believe that pride in yourself, pride in your family, and pride in your friends should always be remembered and acknowledged. Tell your friends that you're proud of them. Tell your parents that you're proud of them and of what they've done. When I put my name, Travis Roy, on a piece of paper or the back of my shirt, I'm showing my pride for myself, my family, my friends, my school, and my teammates. Rule number 10, and I made it here. I'm a wise 20-year-old high school senior, wise enough to know that my life is just beginning, and there will always be more lessons to be learned. Thank you for listening.
You know, I guess it means a lot to me to have that, so people can see that, you know, I had the same beliefs and sort of rules of life before the accident, and that's where I was before the accident, and it's not because of the accident or the media that all of a sudden this person was born, but you know, everything comes from deep within, starting with the family and throughout.
And as we continue with part 2 of that conversation, we talked about not only his injury, but spinal cord injuries in general, and all the attention they have gotten since his injury in the fall of 1995. I asked Travis if there was a way to make the game safer.
It's an incredibly safe sport. You know, hitting from behind is one of the most dangerous things that can happen, and it's most severely penalized play. So I think the dangerous aspects are recognized and are penalized. And you know, it's a safe sport, just like you know, anything can happen anytime.
Your book is very honest about how hard it was for you to be around your teammates at times. I imagine it is with tremendous mixed emotion that you see Albie O'Connell and Michelle Larocque and the guys that you came in with having the success they're having.
Yeah, and as I've said, it's getting harder rather than easier as far as hockey goes. To see Michelle and Albie and Dan Ronan, I mean, they're getting good. You know, they're really getting good, and it's a big question that will forever be in the back of my head: is how good could I have been? And I'm seeing how good they could have been, and they're good. And you know, so it's tough.
There are a lot of heroes in your story. You call them angels. How important has Jack Parker been to your life?
I can't even say. I mean, just immensely. You know, and I dedicated the book to my family and to my old girlfriend and to Coach Parker. And as I said, that his words and advice have meant more to me than anything that he'll ever know. And I just look forward to every time being with him. You know, last night we went out and watched Amistad, and we just have a great time together. He just will never know how much he's helped me through this.
Are you more comfortable with that quote-unquote celebrity status, knowing how much you've meant to people with similar injuries?
I'm comfortable with it as long as people use the celebrity because of the way I've dealt with this and the way my family's dealt with this. That way, if I'm a celebrity because they just see me in the newspaper and on the TV all the time, then I don't like that, and I don't believe that's right. But if it has to do with the way I've dealt with this, then that's fine.
What do you want people to see now when they see Travis Roy?
Just a positive kid that's moving on with his life and making the best of it, and not only making the best of it, but continuously challenging himself and you know, trying to make that next step.
Going to see you in the broadcast booth?
Very possible. Very possible.
Because, you know, if Cap Raider and I can get jobs doing this thing, I don't think it could be that complicated.
You know, I don't know. You guys do a pretty good job.